Good evening, everybody. It is October 7th. This watch says that it is 5:57. This watch says that it is 5:46. This watch says that it is 5:49. Okay, this video is going to be about the number 4. So, I'm going to, I decided to start in Matthew, the New Testament, and read all of the verses and for the number 4 in the chapter 4. Okay, so starting in Matthew, verse 4, chapter 1 says, Ram was the father of Amminadab. I have no idea if I'm saying his name right. Amminadab was the father of Nahshon. Nahshon was the father of Salmon. Okay, so that's chapter 1, verse 4. Okay, this is the, what version is this? This is the New Century version. It's a Revolve Bible. I've had it for years and years and years. It's, yeah, New Century version. Okay, so everybody knows. Okay. Okay, chapter 2, oh, I forgot. Chapter 2, verse 4, Matthew. Herod called a meeting of all the leading priests and teachers of the law and asked them where the Christ would be born. Okay, Matthew chapter 3, verse 4. John's clothes were made from camel's hair, and he wore a leather belt around his waist. For food, he ate locusts and wild honey. Okay, Matthew chapter 4, verse 4. Jesus answered, Jesus answered, it is written in the scriptures, a person lives not on bread alone, but by everything God says. Okay, Matthew chapter 5, verse 4. They are blessed who grieve, for God will comfort them. Okay, Matthew chapter 6, verse 4. Your giving should be done in secret. Your Father can see what is done in secret. He will reward you. Ow. Matthew chapter 7, verse 4. How can you say to your friend, let me take that little piece of dust out of your eye? Look at yourself. You still have that big piece of wood in your own eye. Matthew chapter 8, verse 4. Then Jesus said to him, don't tell anyone about this, but go and show yourself to the priests and offer the gift Moses commanded for people who are made well. This will show the people what I have done. Okay, and there's some little extra things with this. It has like an N next to priest, and it has an N next to command. Okay, so there's like these little things down here. Like okay, so it says 8:4 show priest. Okay. The law of Moses said a priest must say when a Jewish person with a skin disease was well. Okay, 8:4 Moses commanded, read about this in Leviticus 14, chapter 14, verse 1 through 32. Okay, so we'll do that later. Okay. Okay, Matthew chapter 9, verse 4. Knowing their thoughts, Jesus said, why are you thinking evil thoughts? Okay. Matthew chapter 10, verse 4. Simon the Zealot and Judas Iscariot, who turned against Jesus. Okay. Matthew chapter 11, verse 4. Jesus answered them, go tell John what you hear and see. Okay. Matthew chapter 12, verse 4. He went into God's house, and he and those with him ate the holy bread, which was lawful only for priests to eat. Matthew chapter 13, verse 4. While he was planting, some seed fell by the road, and the birds came and ate it all up. Matthew chapter 14, verse 4. John had been telling Herod, it is not lawful for you to be married to Herodias. Matthew chapter 15, verse 4. God said, honor your father and your mother, and anyone who says cruel things to his father or mother must be put to death. Okay, and there's some of those extra things down here at the bottom. Okay. 15:4, honor mother. A quotation from Exodus 20:12, Deuteronomy 5:16. D-U-S. What's D-U-S? Oh, Exodus. Oh, okay. It was like, okay, 15:4, anyone death. Quotation from Exodus 21, chapter 21, verse 17. Okay, so we'll read those later. Okay, Matthew chapter 16, verse 4. Evil and sinful people ask for a miracle as a sign, but they will not be given any sign except the sign of Jonah. Then Jesus left them and went away. Okay, and there's an N next to Jonah. Okay, 16:4, sign of Jonah. Jonah's 3 days in the fish are like Jesus's 3 days in the tomb. The story about Jonah is in the book of Jonah. Okay, Matthew chapter 17, verse 4, Peter said to Jesus, Lord, it is good that we are here. If you want, I will put up 3 tents here, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. Matthew chapter 18, verse 4. The greatest person in the kingdom of heaven is the one who makes himself humble like this child. Matthew chapter 19, verse 4. Jesus answered, "Surely you have read in the scriptures, when God made the world, he made them male and female." Matthew chapter 20, verse 4. So he said to them, "If you go and work in my vineyard, I will pay you what your work is worth." Matthew chapter 21, verse 4. This was to bring about what the prophet had said. Matthew chapter 22, verse 4. Then the king sent other servants, saying, "Tell those who have been invited that my feast is ready. I have killed my best bulls and calves for the dinner, and everything is ready. Come to the wedding feast." I had a dream about a big table with how much food on it. Okay. Big long table. Maybe that's the wedding feast. Okay. 23. Matthew chapter 23, verse 4. They make strict rules and try to force people to obey them, but they are unwilling to help those who struggle under the weight of their rules. Matthew chapter 24, verse 4. I already had this underlined. I have no idea if you can see that or not. Anyway, okay. Jesus answered, "Be careful that no one fools you." Matthew chapter 25, verse 4. The wise bridesmaids took their lamps and more oil in jars. Matthew chapter 26, verse 4. At the meeting, they planned to set up a trap to arrest Jesus and kill him. Matthew chapter 27, verse 4, saying, "I sinned. I handed over to you an innocent man." Matthew chapter 28, verse 4, the soldiers guarding the tomb shook with fear because of the angel, and they became like dead men. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.